I thought I'd show you the latest project here in the shop. 1968 F250 two-wheel drive. It's a pretty complete truck. I'm only missing one piece of trim. That's on the other side front fender. But she has this, as my boy says, patina on it. But sheet metal is not great. It's not horrible. Sorry, truck. I'm only missing one piece of trim. That's on the other side front fender. But she has this patina on it. But sheet metal is not great. It's not horrible. Started life in Illinois, east side of Illinois. I'll take you over and show you the front. Or, well, we'll start at the front, I should say. Bought it this past fall and drug it home on the trailer. Not sure why the old PB blaster's laying there, but we'll move it over here. Runs like a champ, smokes like a chimney, but boy does it run good. And I'm not talking about power so much as just responsiveness. No hesitation, no bog, no anything. Just runs really well. Idle's great. But I believe it's tired. I would guess, if I had to guess, it's probably piston rings. Could be valve stem seals. I don't know. I haven't touched it as far as engine. It's got a Chinese carburetor on it. I'm assuming Amazon or eBay. The previous owner put some stuff on it. Water pump, fuel pump. No power steering. It's got the Armstrong. No power brakes. But drug it in a couple days ago. Want to do some more work on it. I did some work last fall, and then it's been sitting outside, or been sitting out in the driveway since. So I want to drag it in to well, basically clean the mouse crap and pee underneath the seat, because I knew there was still some in it. I had already vacuumed and cleaned the floor mat out when I got it. And of course, mice sucking the way that mice suck. They had gotten up above the headliner, which sucks because the headliner was in great shape, but it had a couple holes in it, and they had done their business enough to make it was really sagging bad in the middle, and it smelled really bad in the truck. So I dragged the wife out, and we ended up cutting the thing out, or pulling it out and getting all the nest out of it and vacuuming everything we could and cleaning the best we could. But mice suck, if I haven't made that clear. Interior is in really good, original shape. I started to say really good shape. It's an really original good shape. Nothing stuck to the dash, no calendars, no miscellaneous CB screws, whatever, which is pretty cool in my opinion. It's hard to find these old cars and trucks that haven't been bastardized one way or another. So yeah, it's missing a steering wheel in the column because it's laying over on the bench. The bearing on the bottom of the steering column was shot. Made it really hard to steer. The rod that goes up, I'll show you in a minute. The rod that goes up from the bottom to the steering wheel was rubbing the tube, and it was kind of catching and hanging. So I pulled it out, took it apart, ordered some parts. Hopefully they'll be here soon. I'm going to update the bearing on the bottom with an aftermarket bearing deal that goes in the bottom. You basically dismantle or pull I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, pulled the mat out of it. I want to see how bad the floors were. Obviously there's perforation there, both sides. Firewall's not bad. There is some rust on the seams, but not quite sure yet what I'm doing with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or sell it. Don't know. Obviously needs armrests, but that's the least of the worries right now. All the trims inside, all the door trim, and it is a custom cab, so previous owner put a fuel tank in it. They'd done some work on it, and then I think they kind of lost interest on it. Well, let me take you around. And Dana 60. It's She's worked her life, no doubt about it. He didn't. The original owner was. I found his information, and he was an older guy. Bought it new, but you can see with the tailgate. I mean, it's been used. Let's see if we can get the tailgate open. Last time I tried. Yeah, it'll still come on. You gotta kind of beat it up to get it to fall down all the way, but it will go down flat. The bed's not in bad shape. It does have perforation in it. There are holes in it. I don't have one here handy. You can kind of see some stuff over here on the side, maybe. Up where you're getting wheel spray off the tires or tire spray. You can kind of see some, but it's not bad. It's pretty solid actually for, what would this be, a 56-year-old truck? Something like that, 55, 56, 57, 6. Seat's not in bad shape, I don't think. It had a cover on it, but the mice had been on the cover and yeah, you can imagine. Stunk, mouse crap. But foam's not bad. Sliding in and out of them, that kills the seats over here along the... I'll probably end up, well, I know I will. We'll put a seat cover on it, just a cheap seat cover, throw on it now. One of those, what do they call them, Indian blanket seat covers. They're pretty tough. Didn't see any broken springs pulling it out, but the mice had been in behind it, and then of course they suck and they do all their business and chewing and all that good stuff, which anyway. You can see the trim up here on the fender's missing, and got some really cool waterfall effect. I don't know, just corrosion neato stuff and the bottom of it. This fender's the worst of all the sheet metal, other than the floors. But again, Midwest truck, you know, back in these days, the corrosion protection was not like it is now. So somebody had been playing with a BB gun. I don't know, it might have been the previous owner's kids, who knows. There's two or three BB, looks like to me like a BB, but otherwise the glass is in really good shape, so that, nah, not so great. I mean, as far as shooting it, but can't change it. Usually these older trucks like to rust up here as soon as I get it focused. Like to rust up here along the drip edge or drip rail. The seam says it goes bad, they get water in them. This one's got some holes in it. It's worse on the other side. But again, not sure what I'm going to do with it. May just leave it. I don't know. If I get it roadworthy and licensed, maybe me and the wife will go to town in it. So, but I've driven it up. We live in a rural area, and I've driven it up and down the county road a couple times, and it doesn't do bad. I mean, it'll run 55, 60 on the old tires. Those tires are at least 20 years old. So there's a little bit of taking your life in your own hands, but that's just me. So I won't drive them around with other people in it. So anyway, I just thought I'd share, and it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of neat to see a non-beat up old truck or car, and we'll see where to go. I want to take you over, and I'll take you over here and show you the steering column. Here's the steering column. You can see, I actually pulled the bearing out of it, but the bearing in the bottom, it's just gone. There's nothing to it on the sleeve side of it. There's a plastic sleeve that goes in, and the whole thing is just, in my opinion, junk, because this center shaft, this is where your steering wheel is. And then this goes down inside of that tube. And that slips into the shifter tube. So these three pieces fit inside. See if I can get you zoomed in a little bit, or out a little bit. Yeah, here we go. These two pieces go inside of this tube. And there's a lot of little components and pieces and bits. It's been years since I've messed with one of these, so I'm kind of relearning as I go. But ultimately, the only reason why I'm doing this is because this shift collar, which your shifter goes into like that, and they used a split pin to, sorry, I got a little sidetracked. A little sidetracked there. This goes into this, and this is just die-cast aluminum, so it just wallers them out over time, pulling it into gear, pushing it in park. So yeah, you can buy these, no problem there. You can actually buy pretty much everything. The new roll pin, I said split pin earlier, I meant roll pin, and all this good stuff. So we'll see. The new bearing, when I get it, I may make a video on, because there's a lot of good videos on there on replacing these, but I didn't really find anything on just a standard two-wheel drive. They're all a little bit different. This is your this is the linkage, or the plate that goes down there. Your rod from your transmission comes up and hooks into this. This goes into the shift tube, and it locks in down here. Yeah. So there's a spring on the bottom of that. Like I said, I'm going to probably set the phone up and show that later. Here's your rag joint in. This goes, you got your steering gear right here, and you got a canvas rag joint that goes between them. It was rubbing down here in the bottom. You can kind of see a little bit of wear there gone, but I just, the whole thing was kind of just banging around inside there, and I think that was part of the issue of steering. It would seem like it would get to a point and it would hang. So it could be wrong, it could be something else, but pretty confident that's what it is. This neutral safety start switch, you can tell it's in great shape. You know, I had to kind of ram the thing up into park to get it to start. So we'll clean that up. Nothing wrong with it. It works. It's just corroded and needs some love. So that's it. I haven't decided yet. The ears broke off the canceling for the turn signal. This cam moves back and forth. Here's where your turn signal rod comes into it. So when you push the turn signal on, this cam flicks over and it locks. And one of the ears is broke off. You can see it's missing on that side. You can buy aftermarket cams, these deals, and then you basically grind this off or take it off, and then you pull the cam off of it and put the new one on it, and you try to restake it. I've always found it to be a real pain in the ass, to be honest. Never had good luck with it, so I'll probably end up buying a new switch assembly. There's a couple good companies out there. One of the names is fleeting me at the moment, but they make pretty good aftermarket. That's basically all they do, is this kind of stuff. So again, it's been years since I've messed with these, so I'm relearning as I go. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, when the parts come in, I would like to show the bottom of this tube. There's a flange in here. It's kind of hard to see because the light's not that great, obviously, but there's a flange, stamped flange. It's actually spot welded in the end of this tube. And you take that flange out, and the piece slips into there. It's just, there's either a turn version that's turned aluminum or a stamped steel one. It's got a bearing in it, and then that way you can It should easily last, you know, while I'm going to have it. So the bearing component, if you went and bought original aftermarket Chinese stuff, bearing wise, it's the same price as the updated or better version. So it's obviously not going to be a show truck in my hands. So we're not too worried about winning the show. So anyway, I appreciate you guys coming along, and if you're still watching at this point, I hope you are. And I'm going to try to make some, just share some few videos here of stuff that I'm working on. So thanks again for watching.